In this video, I'm going to show you how I made this giant drawer cabinet. Now you might be wondering, where will I need a giant drawer? Well, you just never know. The last one I made was a hidden laundry hamper, which is highly used in my house. The cabinet will consist of two main parts, the body and the drawer. And I'm gonna start by making the drawer portion, which in this case will double as a bookshelf. Since I own a CNC shop, my shop sapers cut all of my parts ahead of time. If you're doing multiple cabinets, I definitely recommend Googling a shop near you to drastically cut down on the amount of work cabinets typically take. I'm using interior wood glue on all of my joints throughout this build. A tip, if you're building cabinets, is to pre-finish the interior. It is not fun to finish the inside of a tight space box, so I sprayed the inside of all of my parts before assembling them. There really isn't any point on finishing the outside ahead of time because I'll have nail holes to fill and sand. Now, know that the front of the drawer is completely customizable depending on your needs. With this being a bookshelf, I have enough room on the front there to create a ledge for smaller books or plants. But you could also make it look like a traditional cabinet like I did in the laundry room setting, so just remember to be creative. A tip for when you're attaching dividers that are inset like this, I use a combination square to first get the distance of the piece. Then I use that as a visual reference on the top as I'm nailing it down. For attaching things, I'm using an 18 gauge brad nailer, which is my go-to. But if you don't have a nailer, you could also use screws. I would recommend trim head screws since they have a really small head. With the body of the drawer assembled, I moved it up to my workbench and added in some shelves. Again, the design here could look any way you could imagine. I went with one longer shelf at the top, and then put in a center divider to break up the bottom. Then I just had to cap it off for it to be finished. Well, for that step. Next, I will set that aside and build the body for it to fit inside of. This is even quicker and easier than the drawer body as it's only a few parts that build a box. With the CNCs cutting in the dados for me, all I had to do was align my parts, glue, and then brad nailed them together. Don't forget that flipping parts to work with gravity makes things way easier. All right. Do this smarter. Also, don't be afraid of moving it to a different surface to make it easier too. And we also tried a new technique on these cabinets. You see all of the parts are already CNC'd, but over here, if you look on the profile, we took away all of the plywood and just left the veneer so that whenever this goes on, there's not going to be any end grain exposed. And surprisingly, this worked great. You can definitely try this method even without a CNC. If you're using a router or table saw to cut in these dados, you just have to be careful on the setup. Personally, I use undermount slides on larger drawers like this and my hidden laundry hamper. Know that they do come in the soft close feature, which I highly recommend. Just like with side mounts, they come in two parts. One part to attach to the body and the other part to attach to the drawer itself. Watch this, folks. Sneak peek, sneak peek, sneak peek, sneak peek. I wanted a giant drawer to hide pillows and blankets and maybe a buddy. So look at this, and then boop, in here. But check out these undermount drawer slides. Oh, flawless, effortless, soft close. Come on, don't fail me now. I know it looks ugly right now. Face frame, it's gonna be beautiful. With both assemblies built, now it was on to covering up that exposed plywood grain. For the drawer itself, I did this with solid wood that matches my plywood grain, which is white oak. This trim is aligned and then glued and brad nailed into place. You can see here on this 1/4 inch bottom, there's really not a ton to nail to. Since the bottom is only 1/4 inch material and doesn't give me anything meaty to nail to, I did some scrap wood to the bottom side, which won't be seen, and then nailed into this. For the body, I used iron-on edge banding. They do make trimmers for trimming off the excess, but I always prefer a sharp chisel. Okay, and last thing to install is part B of the slide to the drawer itself. Then I just had to test it out. Clicked. Yep, now they're engaged with those, and it should self-close. Hey, come on now. Try to look good on... Oh, that's close. Good, I'm a dork. Okay, let's open it up. Oh! Tell me that's not awesome! Oh my goodness, so many awesome things. I love storage. Yes, this is going to be perfect for my loft. When designing this entire space, I really tried to take advantage of as much hidden storage as I could because there really isn't any other spots for things like extra blankets or pillows to go. Oh, and before you worry, yes, I will eventually have railing. It's just the last thing in the series that I install. For now, I'm just being ultra aware and careful when opening the drawer, or for building the entire loft for that matter. That's not a stud. Ow! Okay, got one. Yep, that's gonna keep that cabinet in place. Let's go ahead and throw in the mattress and get a sense for the space. Mattress! You know you're getting close to being done whenever you start decorating. It's funny how long I've been thinking about this nook, since 2017, and to finally get to lay down in it for the first time, it was a pretty cool moment for me. Oh heck, let's go ahead and fast forward in the entire series and I'll show you the end result. I was actually unsure if the bookshelf items would move around too much or not, but these slides are so smooth that opening and closing it doesn't seem to be a problem. I am absolutely in love with this one. Not only will it be ultra functional for storing larger items, but it also gives me more area in this sort of small space to store more books. I really hope that this video inspires you to build a large functional drawer somewhere in your home. And if you're interested in the Library Loft series, then stay tuned because I have more coming.